It's fine. It's tilted the whole time, and it's fine. Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle, and I am moderating the panel discussion for the fight for Kashmir. This issue has been a major world problem between India and Pakistan ever since India and Pakistan gained their independence in 1947. Kashmir is an 86,000 square mile region in the northern part of the Indian subcontinent. Between 1989 and 2018, around 50,000 people were killed in Kashmir due to violence. The current issue that has been going on in Kashmir is India revoking the Articles 35A and 370. The Article 35A states that the residents of Kashmir provide special rights and privileges. Also, Article 370 states that the specific region, Kashmir, gets special status compared to the rest of the states. These actions are changing people's sense of culture in Kashmir about Pakistan and Indian citizens. Due to India's action of revoking the articles, debates are heating up between Pakistan, India, and the citizens of Kashmir. We are currently at a huge press conference containing a brave Kashmir citizen right here. We have a member of the United Nations over here, and we have the stakeholders of our topic. We have a member from a member from Pakistan and a political leader from India. Now, let us start off with the first question of this panel discussion. Who currently controls Kashmir and why?
I can edit that part right next up.
Alright, now I would like to start us off with our Indian political leader, Aryan Patel.
Well, before Narendra Modi revoked Articles 370 and 35A, the majority of Kashmir was its own state, and it made its own laws and more. Because of Modi's great decisions, this gave us the opportunity to take the rightful land, which is ours.
I'm a political leader of the nation Pakistan, and we currently control the Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan regions. I would like to disagree on that where Kashmir should be mostly our territory, because the majority of Kashmir's population is Muslim and 67% of the people practice Islam. Because most of the population is Muslim, which is most dominant in our nation Pakistan, we deserve to control Kashmir. Kashmir should also be a part of our territory because we will give Kashmir autonomy, which is an article India just revoked from Kashmir. If we get to control Kashmir, we will give it the right to self-government and let it make its own laws. We also deserve the land because in the 1940s and 50s, Kashmir was part of our nation and it cannot be taken from us.
Right. And then it's not loud, it just has
Oh,
arch.
shut up, you don't know how to speak, so stop talking.
Just let me argue.
Alright, ready?
It's good.
I strongly disagree with what he says because our government had a reasoning behind why we made these actions. An example is it gives us easy access to the citizens of Kashmir when resources are low and the government needs help. Some may think that it is best for Kashmir to be a sovereign land, but with all the violence going on, our help is needed. By the way, we already own this majority of the land. We're interfering with these actions. For example, Pakistan will only affect the outcome of the citizens of Kashmir.
With Modi's ignorant actions of revoking these articles, you are disrespecting the face of Pakistan and our great voter Imran Khan. The revoking of articles was quite selfish action due to the reducing violence in Kashmir. It only is hurting both Kashmir and Pakistan. You may think this was a good idea, but it is completely disrespecting the face of Kashmir.
The thought process of the Indian government alongside Modi was brilliant, where it almost takes out Pakistan out of the equation and India has control over the rightful land. Even when bringing in the United Nations, you should not have the right to have the land which belongs to us. That was good. I'll take that. How long was that? Don't pretend you think you're drinking out. So is that a fire pot?
Austin, ready?
Please talk slowly. Look at us.
Very nice. Wait, actually, can I just...
And by the way, it said Hindu, not Hindu.
I didn't say that. I might have said.
Hindu once. I swear he said said Jindu.
Jindu.
Alright, ready?
Oh, sorry. Alright, now I would like to jump into our next question. How are the citizens of Kashmir currently being affected by this issue?
Life in Kashmir is extremely difficult to grow up and live in. As a citizen, I fear for my life every day and the life of my family. Every day there are massive protests and riots, international media coverage, and bias towards Indians. People in the state are constantly rioting and being shot by rubber bullets and tear gas to try and repel them. My people do this because we are in the middle of India and Pakistan, which means that as a Kashmiri citizen, we take all the hits. The two main groups are the Muslim majority and the Hindu majority against the Buddhists. India and Pakistan are both constantly trying to take 100% control of Kashmir, but they only own a section of the state. Another thing that people are worried about is media coverage.
Yeah.
I was biting my lip so hard.
I was biting my lips
Dude,
so. Okay, ready?
This is the one.
You sure, Austin?
Shut up.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Our lives are being affected by this action of both India and Pakistan and how it mainly affects us. We even struggle with the smallest things, such as communication. As my people and everyone else in Kashmir have all forms of communication blocked off and are unable to communicate or leave the state. While my people are having to constantly live in fear and safety of each other countries are trying to cover up the conflict, saying it's all okay in Kashmir. Seeing a Kashmiri phone number appear on a screen outside has become something of a miracle. Pretty much the surrounding countries do not want Kashmir to become a big deal, which it already is, so they are completely blocking any communication outside the state. Another thing that we have to worry about in Kashmir is the bias towards India. Since India has control of 55% of Kashmir and less of a bad reputation than Pakistan, people are more likely to try to integrate Kashmir in India.
Okay. I'll pause it and then I'll go to my part. I'll be like, as this, and then Austin.
Hey.
What was I was about to say?
Wait.
Shut up,
It's
but that's a
panini.
bet. So you're laughing because it said
Wait,
Puni
as
not
Panini
Panini?
said, and say
Why is
so.
that awesome? Why is
I'm
that
laughing,
funny?
I'm laughing because we're gonna change.
Yeah, you're laughing because he said
Okay,
Okay,
let's
you're
go.
here the whole time.
Austin,
You're
you
not
look, Austin,
even
you look at your computer the entire
You're
time.
not even speaking and you're still screwing us up.
3, 2, 1. As what Panini had been talking about of how he struggles to communicate to others, this is why our great Prime Minister Narendra Modi had taken out these articles. This allows him to easily be able to communicate to us and be able to be able to communicate to us and be a part of our government. All right, yeah. 3, 2, 1. As what Panini has been talking about, how he struggles to communicate to others. This is the reason why Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, has taken out Articles 35(8) and 370. This allows him to easily be able to communicate to others and be a part of the government, of the Indian government.
I believe the revoking of articles has both its ups and downs. The disadvantages were quite affecting to my fellow Kashmir citizens. An example is having less opportunity towards things such as jobs and building factories, banks, and more. However, India's action gives us some benefits, where when we are in need, we have easy access with India for our help.
As Panini clearly said, they really struggle chronically due to the loss of their own special rights as stated in Article 35A. This is why Kashmir should fight to be part of Pakistan and we will give them their own state.
Take this one, James.
Bro,
James,
I just realized something.
What?
Wait, pause it. I just think this part with the fighting.
3, 2.
With the constant fighting between India and Pakistan, how is your life being daily affected?
Pause
That
that.
is daily.
Affected
Fine.
daily.
Daily affected.
Alright, now I would like to move into our last topic with Devin. How is the United Nations currently helping out in Kashmir?
Hello, I'm a representative from the United Nations. Our main goal is to keep peace between the two countries to make sure at least amount of lives are lost as possible. The United Nations have been helping keep order in Kashmir ever since India and Pakistan gained their independence in 1947. Some of the greatest steps we took in order to ensure peace in Kashmir was the Magnotten Puzzle proposal. In 1949, the Dixon Mission in 1950, and the Freight Grams mediation that lasted from 1949 to 1953. We also issued a Security Council resolution which extinguished a ceasefire line which became known as the Line of Control.
Carl Part
It was extinguished. It's like, where do we go?
I hope you enjoyed our debate. I want you to hear this debate and remember that there are still many people in Kashmir without housing, food, and a family, and they can use our help by spreading this awareness worldwide. Will India's actions help Kashmir or tear them apart? Stay tuned for updated news.